Hey everyone, this is Paul Gale from PaulGaleNetwork.com, and thank you for joining me today for this trailer watch of LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Nintendo just dropped this 6-minute, 14-second long gameplay overview trailer on their YouTube page. It is January 20th, 2022. I'm looking forward to this game because I got to see it being played hands-on at E3 2019, and it looked really cool, really ambitious, coming out on multiple platforms, but it got delayed, perhaps partially due to the pandemic. Also, maybe they wanted the scope to be really big, and as it got more ambitious, it was realized that more time needs to go to make it a quality title, because this is encompassing 9 films worth of Star Wars in one game across multiple SKUs. So I can understand the delay, but we're going to check out this trailer and hope for the best, as I expect this game is going to come out probably in the first half of 2022 for all systems. Let's go.
A young dreamer becomes a Jedi Knight. A Jedi is twisted by the dark side. And as the Force awakens, a hero rises up to save the galaxy. Relive the epic story of all 9 films in the biggest LEGO video game yet, with LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga. Your adventures start by picking the trilogy of your choice. Start with Poe Dameron fighting off the First Order in Episode 7. Jump into Episode 1 as Qui-Gon and his young Padawan escape a failed negotiation. Or start where it all began, as Leia sends R2-D2 and C-3PO on a mission that will change the course of the galaxy. Whatever era you choose, play through the entire saga and experience the hilarious fun only LEGO games can offer.
Really cool.
As war spreads across the galaxy, LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga lets you experience the many thrills of your favorite battles. New combat mechanics allow for greater mastery as you plunge into the action and defeat enemies both big and small. String attacks together to form impressive combo chains that deal significant damage to enemies. And fend off oncoming attacks using counter-maneuvers designed to defeat foes in styles tailored to your favorite characters. New blaster controls and mechanics put you right in the middle of fierce battles and let you aim with skillful precision.
The graphics look good.
And if things get too intense, take cover and assess the risks and opportunities. When the time is right, take your shot and watch as enemies react to aimed hits.
The polygon
Because after
count
all, there's nothing like having a
appears
good
to be
blaster at
high
your side.
on these models. Now they're simple models
Or
without
choose to use a weapon from a more civilized
kind
age,
of
as you
articulation
wield
and
a
joints,
lightsaber against the saga's
helps.
most sinister villains.
but regardless,
Fight like a Jedi
style
Knight,
fits,
or someone still
Lego.
mastering the ways.
and the polygon quality to shine itself
But a
is really
lightsaber
nice.
isn't the only weapon in a Jedi's arsenal. Remember, the Force is everywhere. Harness its power to lift objects, attack enemies,
Good lighting, good
or influence
reflections,
others.
shadows that work.
Players can also take their adventures to new heights by progressively unlocking planets as you journey your way through the saga. Just open the holo projector to access the galaxy map and chart your course. Space travel comes with its own set of exciting encounters. Be prepared to engage in exhilarating dogfights against enemy
Got a
ships,
lot of
or take on
nice gameplay
incredible
variety.
missions as you pilot legendary vehicles. And when you're ready, make your descent to the next adventure.
I wonder how seamless that will be. Starlink is really nice, going from outer space to planet's surfaces.
Every episode in the saga is full of fun and exciting levels, many with multiple routes to progress through. So you can charge in boldly, or find a more stealthy approach. As you arrive at new destinations, you can choose to either continue onwards through the main story, or take a detour to explore iconic and expansive planets from the Skywalker Saga.
I mean, talk
From the
about
forest moon of
a
Endor to
game
the
that's
desert
going to
dunes
have
of
a variety
Tatooine,
of
get closer to the
environments,
action and behold the most visually breathtaking LEGO game yet. Go off the beaten path and take on side missions. Everything from bullseyeing womp rats, facing off against scum and villainy, or pondering the great mysteries of the saga.
Tell me, who shot first?
That's good texture work.
Greedo!
The walls. It's funny.
The more you
The
explore the,
walls in the
galaxy,
background,
the
the
greater the
brickwork.
rewards.
Sand and Tatooine.
Uncover Kyber bricks to unlock
Swamps
new
and
features,
Dagobah.
including upgraded
Fire,
abilities across a
lava.
range of unique character classes. Whether using a scavenger's net launcher to climb with swift
The
agility,
snow that we saw in Hoth looks good.
sensing opportunities
All
for
of it.
impressive shots as a scoundrel,
Looks pretty sweet.
unleashing shock grenades as a bounty hunter, or putting your better half to work as a protocol droid.
Goodness me.
Each upgrade makes your characters more powerful and ready to take on any challenge.
Got some RPG-like elements of
And with over
progression.
300 characters to
Building
unlock,
up your
free play
characters,
mode lets you
stats.
play as legends from every corner of the saga and live out your greatest Star Wars fantasies. LEGO Star Wars The Skywalker Saga
look at
lets you
this.
relive your favorite moments from all 9 films and experience fun and new adventures like
The aerial
never
combat
before.
looks fun.
On April 5th,
April 5th, 2022.
the galaxy is yours.
That's awesome. That's a major get.
Feeling.
See, I like different types of Star Wars games, and this is gonna have quite a bit of variety in one package. Mumble mode. The deluxe edition. Okay, let's see. What do we got here? Luke Skywalker with blue milk minifigure for physical copy of game only. And a character collection, 7 character packs. Okay, so let's talk about this. The game's coming out in April. That's 3 months away. Not a bad wait at this point, especially since it's been delayed before. The amount of time that we've had to wait then to the amount of time we have yet to wait, not bad. So that's cool. Let's talk about the game though. 9 different stories worth of gameplay. So you're having plenty of planets to explore. You've got aerial combat both in outer space and above planets, on planets' surfaces, you know, Death Star interaction and whatnot. Not quite a planet or a moon, right? Plenty of different characters, going from Luke Skywalker to Han Solo, going to Chewbacca, playing as villains along the way, voice acting, a mumble mode for, you know, some comedy. Speaking of comedy, the LEGO games are known for adding humor to the experience, you know, whether it's a DC or a Marvel game or Star Wars, Harry Potter. They have humor, just as we saw with Han Solo and Greedo, who shot first, and, you know, they're going back and forth. So you're getting story here, you're getting comedy, you're getting voice acting. You've got different types of combat on the ground when you're running around as a variety of characters. Lightsaber action is fun. Third-person shooting mechanics with some type of lock-on seems apparent. In certain areas, like when you're Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace, attacking all of the drones, it looked like you had this overarching shot that you could attack them with the bombs. So there's a variety there, and that's good. Of course, a lot of the LEGO games, one of the mechanics is building things. For some people, that's kind of a downer. For some people, it's an upper. Like if you like LEGO, excuse me, and if you enjoy the process of building, that probably will be a component of this game that you enjoy. I like finding Lego pieces and literally building them in real life, and in the game, that's a fun mechanic that's put into, oh, I can't get up there, but scattered around the world on a map are ladder pieces, and then you construct them together and boom, make a ladder. Like I said, for some people, they don't care for that gameplay element in this game. Some will like it. We'll see how much it's used. We saw it in the trailer a couple of times, finding things for the environment and building it together. And I think if they don't have too much, then it'll attract more potential people. If it's such an overwhelming portion of the game where in order to advance every section you have to build and then build along the way, that might be a little bit of a detractor, but I don't think that looks to be the case. And it's one of those things that, well, if you're not the biggest fan of that element, is the overall package worth it? I think if the overall package is worth it, you could overlook that. I'm just saying because I'm thinking from multiple people's perspectives at this time, who is this game for? If you're a Star Wars fan, I think this game is for you. I mean, 9 Star Wars films worth of content in one game. The value there seems to be awesome. Graphics, high quality. The music that you're going to get, the time that went into it, the amount of characters that you get to play as, everything seems solid. If you're a Lego fan and you enjoy the look of Legos, the building of Legos, and if you enjoy the humor that you get from Lego games, I think this game looks to be for you too. Mechanically speaking, if you value high quality games that have that polish, there are certain games that just don't quite feel right? I mean, obviously, it sounds a little bit too simplistic to say that, like, oh, obviously some games don't feel right, but, some games, they can look good on the surface, but the way they flow is just off. The way the characters move, jittery, the way the camera angles function, not as fleshed out as they should be. This, without having played it yet, just my eye says this is a high quality title. Of course, when it comes to really playing it and seeing how accurate are my button presses to swinging the lightsaber, how fast can I move in the environment, is it too slow, what is the frame rate like, are the aiming cursors accurate, is there motion control that I could apply to it as options for flight, for these overarching bomb shots, or even third-person shooting mechanics. Don't know those yet, but based off of my initial impressions that I saw back at E3 2019 in person, and from these trailers that have come out, including today's, it looks really good. Like, the only thing is it for you as, okay, you're a gamer, you're a Star Wars fan, you're a Lego fan, you like the building, is there too much or not enough that will push you one way or another in the gameplay experience? That could be an up to you kind of thing. That's sort of like ironically, like a Fortnite. People may enjoy the comedy, the overall gameplay shooting mechanic, the variety of weapons, the map and the fact that it shrinks, the amount of players at once, the constantly changing levels and the guest characters, but maybe that gameplay mechanic of building your forts and whatnot, especially as it gets smaller and smaller and this is how you finish your matches, isn't for everyone. Can you enjoy Fortnite overall, even if that part is not for you? And it looks like, that might not even be a factor in the future, but you know what I'm saying? Is there something in this game that isn't for you? And if I had to think of it, aside from maybe some of the gameplay mechanics from a technical one-to-one button press situation not being the best, which, I don't know for sure because I haven't played it yet myself. The only other thing I could think of that might not be so attractive to some people is, well, how much is it a building kind of experience? But that's the same thing with collectathons in platformers. You could look at it like that. How many coins you have to collect, how many rings, how many banana peels, how many little cutesy characters that you have to get in games. If you look at puzzle pieces, Lego blocks like those, and usually those don't do much, maybe unlock a puzzle piece or something like that, or unlock a new world. But here, no, it's for advancing in the game. It's, somewhat comparable. So I think the game's going to do very well. Star Wars obviously is hot as an IP. It's a, epic franchise. It's been around for a long time, from the 70s to 2022 now. I'm looking forward to it. What will I pick it up on? I'll probably do a comparison video. This is obviously the Nintendo Switch version, but I'll do a comparison video at some point to Nintendo Switch versus PlayStation 5 versus Xbox Series X. But provided that they all look, fairly comparable, obviously the Nintendo Switch build won't be 4K, but if they're all three, within the realm of visual aesthetics, just these two are at a higher resolution. All three run at a comparable frame rate, with maybe this version dipping slightly more often than the others due to a lack of as sophisticated hardware horsepower. If they're relatively comparable, this is the easy get, as long as there aren't any severe compromises, which, like I said, without having seen the other trailer yet, this right here looks good. It's kind of like one of those things where, you're buying a car and you're buying one particular car model and you look at it and you're happy and everything about that car is good. Then you happen to see another model of that car, that same make but with a bigger engine and a couple of extra spoilers on it and stuff like that, bigger screen inside. Does that make the initial car that you already thought looked good worse? No, you just see that something looks better. But on that car analogy, well, this car lets you have a greater amount of gas miles per gallon, right? And that's the case with a lot of the Nintendo Switch games. If you look at everything at once, maybe you would see the differences and say, oh, well, this one looks better than the Nintendo Switch version. But if you're looking at the Nintendo Switch version first, and you're determining, yeah, that looks good, that looks solid, the graphics are nice, the gameplay's smooth, it's not jittery, the frame rate's sweet, I like the resolution, cool, and I get to take it portably, then don't worry about if something happens to look a little bit better. That doesn't take away from your experience, And I think some people sometimes let that sway their decision one way or the other. But yeah, let me know what you thought. I didn't know if we would spend this much time having further discussion breakdown. It's, after all, only a 6-minute trailer, and here we are at 17 minutes. But that was a lot of fun talking about, because this is a game that I think is going to be a huge hit this year. So it felt deserving to get its own kind of significant shout out and a little bit more in-depth analysis. All right. This is PGN signing out. I hope you all have a good one. Thanks for watching, and let me know what you think. Are you picking up Star Wars, the Skywalker Saga? And if you are, for what console? Okay, have a good one, everyone. Bye.